Hey guys, in the last video I showed you how to create the background of our scene. That included the gradient, the mountains, the snow, the snowflakes, and the Starbucks logo. Now we're going to move on to draw the sleigh and the penguins. So let's go ahead and open the picture of the sleigh. So File, gotta get the correct software. File, Open, and let's open the image of the sleigh. Alright, so we're just going to use the basic outline of this sleigh to create our own. So go ahead and get your pen tool, reset to, we'll go ahead and reset to black and white with no fill. And with the pen tool, we're simply going to create the outline of this sleigh, much in the same fashion we've been doing over the last few weeks with the pen tool and the curvature tool. You should find yourself getting somewhat faster with this. Alright, so I have the basic outline of the sleigh there. Now I'm just going to use my curvature tool to create the curves of this sleigh. And you remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get it usable. Okay. Alright, so once I get the shape how I want it, let's just go ahead and fill it with red, or you can choose the color of your choice. Down to my reds, and I'm going to get rid of the stroke. Alright, so if I hide what's there, you'll see I have the kind of the outline of my red sleigh. And let's bring it back because now we're going to recreate the what do you call it? The skis, the runners of the sleigh. I'm not sure what they're called. So let's get our pen tool, reset our colors to black and white, and give it no fill. So now I'm just going to go recreate the outline of the skis, runners, not sure. Go up into the sleigh because this layer is going to be behind the one that's there. Alright, so once I have that, go in and use your curvature tool to bend your path to a similar shape of the skis, runners, whatever you call them. Down slightly, move this one down slightly. Move these over. That's too much. So I'm going to zoom out, and if I reset to black and white, give it no stroke, and then go back to the fill color and go into my browns. And let me move the path of the ski below the sleigh and hide the base layer. This is what I'm left with. Okay, so that's a pretty good sleigh. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and collapse this layer. I'm also going to get my selection tool and just draw a rectangle around this selection, okay? Because I want to group both these objects or shapes. And then I'm going to right click and choose group. Alright, at this point I can simply drag my sleigh over to the cup template and drop it on the cup template, right? And then I'm going to rotate it just a little bit and size it down. Okay, so now I have a sleigh kind of going down the hill a little bit. I think that, did I have mine in the sky? Kind of, whatever. Alright, so I have a sleigh. Did I make the, no, I like these better. Alright, so let's go ahead and make the penguin at this point. So I'm going to go to File on the menu bar, Open. And there should be a picture of a penguin right there. Alright, so I have a simple picture of a penguin. We're going to do the same thing we did before to recreate all these shapes. So let me go ahead and I'm going to create the purple part first, but I'm not going to use purple. I'm going to use black and white, obviously. So let me reset to black and whites, hide the fill color, and grab my pen tool. And I'm just going to go ahead and start right about there. Alright, so I've created that shape. Let me go ahead and get my curvature tool so I can bend this all the way around the penguin. And the parts that are hidden do not have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect, just make it look pretty close, guys. Alright, so I have that shape. I'm going to make this shape black, so I'm going to reset to black and white, flip it around, and hide the stroke. So that's the original, going to be the, that part of the penguin. Let me hide that, and let me go create the white belly at this point. So pen tool, black stroke, no fill, and start right there. So I'm going to go ahead with the curvature tool and start bending this. Alright, so with that I'm going to reset the colors to black and white with no stroke. And if I show what was already there, and I might have to move my layer out just a little bit. That. Let me look at my preview. Alright, so I think I'm going to have a stroke on this. Reset to black and white. Alright, that looks better with the stroke right there. And let me just bump it in just a tad. Okay. So now I have that part of my penguin done. Let's go ahead and recreate the beak, or bill, whatever they call the penguin. I'm not sure. So I'm going to go there, 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 and there. And let me change color in a second. Let me grab my curvature tool, and we're going to bend this out, bend that down. And now let me give it, we'll call it orange. Alright, penguin has an orange beak. That looks good. Alright, so there's my penguin. If I hide the background, that's what I'm left with. I just need to make sure this is dropped on the layer panel so the beak is behind. And I should be able to stretch that out as well if I need to, which I did. Alright, that looks better right there. And let me see what I'm missing by hiding. Alright, so let me draw the curve. Well, you won't see that part of the penguin's, but you will see the eye. Let me draw the eye. Reset to black and white. And let me draw another one. The color. Just click off it and then do it. And just create the black part of the eye. And let's create the feet as well. And I'm going to sample the color from the beak for the feet and give it a black, actually, I gave the feet a black stroke. So that's that one. I'm going to do the same thing with the other foot. Let me reset these to black and white. And I'm going to sample the color from the beak and give it a black stroke. I don't know why it keeps going away. And I need to drop it on the layer panel. Alright, so now if I hide the background and show everything that I have there, I have this wonderful penguin. So let me do the same thing I did before and just group this entire object. So select it with your direct selection tool and right click and choose group. Now we can move this group over as one piece to our cup template. And we have a penguin sitting in the middle. Now the penguin is facing the wrong direction, so let's flip them the other way. So select the penguin. Go to, actually right click the penguin after you select him and choose transform. And we're going to choose reflect. It's called reflect in the software. And it should default to 90 degrees and we hit OK. And our penguin is now facing the right direction, and now we need just to rotate him down and size our penguin down, right? And I need to drop him below. Oh, right there. Drop the penguin below the sleigh. Alright, so we've got that. Make my penguin slightly bigger so you can see the penguin. And we're going to draw us a string, or I don't know what's attached to the dog that we're going to create. So let me go ahead and reset my colors to black and white. It's going to be no fill color and the color black. So I'm simply going to draw so I create a string that's going to go there. I need to put this string below sleigh. Okay, there's my string. And then next thing we're going to do is draw the dog. So let me go ahead and get the dog. So file, open. There should be a dog in here somewhere, right there. All right, and let's draw this dog. So grab your pen tool. I'm actually going to make this dog a little bigger than what's there because I drew it before and it had a goofy gap. So let me, no fill, let me start right here. I'm going to put an anchor point right about there. Oops, shouldn't be bending it. You guys are. Let me go back right about there. All right, so that part of the body, let's go ahead and bend it just a little bit. So this is going to get bent down like that dog was. This is going to be bent up slightly. This will be bent down. I need to zoom in there. So take the tail out. Alright, so let's go ahead and give that a fill color. So if we just get our eyedropper, we can sample that color that's already there. And we want no stroke, and that's what we're left with. So if I zoom out and hide the original background layer, that's what I'm left with. So now let's go ahead and create the feet on this dog. Pen tool, reset black and white with no fill. And I'm not going to match the shading as good as they did. I'm just going to go quickly. Alright, so get my curvature tool, let's bend that out, bend this one out. This one slightly. Alright, so let's just give it a fill with what's already there. So I sampled the color that's already there, and that's what I'm left with, right? Got my dog. Do the same thing with his front paw. So pen tool. Fill. And curvature tool. There, that's what I have so far. It's looking pretty good. All this one needs to go and go below. So both these should be, they can be above, doesn't matter. All right, let's show this and then, all right, so I need to create this shape as well. So let me get my pen tool. Got that. Alright, so let's go ahead and sample that color as well. So that's what we're left with. Alright, that looks good. Let's go ahead and hide that so I can recreate this shape. So I'm going and pen tool, reset to black and white, no fill, and I'm going to create this part of the ear. There you go. Curvature tool, let's curve this out. Zoom in, get some more control. So, and sample the same color that's there. So now we have that, and we want no stroke. Right. So if I show what's there, that's what I have so far. Let me show the, oops, let me hide this. Where is it? Oh, I see. Alright, so I need to create the front part of the dog's face, so set that to black and white, no fill, and let me just go up here now. Alright, so I'm going to curve that. Fine, let me sample the color. Alright, give it no stroke. Yeah. That's what I want. Alright, so I have that. Let's go ahead and create the nose. So I need to hide this latest shape. And grab my create the nose. Let me zoom in for that. Just make it somewhat similar. So if I show that, I have my nose, and I've had that. It looks pretty good. Let me hide that so I can just draw the smile. And I'm not going to go down here, I'm just going to do right here. So let me get my pen tool. And I just want a stroke only. I'm going to go from there to right about there. Grab my curvature tool. Go ahead and bend this, right? So now if I show that, I just need to move this. Okay, that's what I'm left with. And maybe take that up just a little bit. So let me go to properties and take this. Let me leave it at 1 because when I take it over to the other file, it's going to jump on me a little bit. All right, so let me go back to hide this part right here so I can draw the eye. Where is the eye going to be? Right there. All right, so I'm going to go with my pen tool. Select this so it's on top. And just draw my eye like that. Grab my curvature tool and just bend it up a little bit. That's it. I want it to be stroked. That's what I want. Okay. So I have my eye right there. And let's do the same thing with the eyebrow. So pen tool. Go there. Well, this time I don't want it black, I want to go brown, so let me go down here to my darker browns, and then I can bend it. Okay, and then finally, let me create that little dimple, or whatever it is. Lips tool. And we want to give it a fill of pink with no stroke. Alright, so if I zoom out, if I show all my layers and I hide the background, I've got a dog. Alright, so I'm going to group everything. So my direct selection tool, I'm going to draw a rectangle around to group everything, or to select everything, and then right click and group. And now I can simply take my cup over to my template, size it down, alright, and let's flip this around. So right click it, we're going to go to transform and reflect. He's now facing, the dog's now facing the other way. We can move him over to the leash. And you have now created your holiday theme. So let's go ahead and save this. So File, Save As. I want you to save this both as an Illustrator file, and I want you to take a picture of it, because I want to see that you actually created this in Illustrator, not just taking a picture. So you'll have to show me on your computer as well as show me a screenshot. So Adobe Illustrator, let's put it in your desktop, should be in your image editing folder, and we're going to call this, Starbucks project, and that's all you got to call it. Save it as Adobe Illustrator, and you are good to go. So I hope you have fun. This was a real world activity, and I'll see you soon. Take care.